Now let's just move on to the 12 agile principles that we have. Number one principle says our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. So it is in any business that you conduct, right? What is the number? What is of higher priority basically? So customer satisfaction is something which should be at the top, right? So that is what actually Agile's first principle says, that our highest first priority is to satisfy the customer. So if the customer is going to get satisfied, we are going to get more and more projects and more good work basically from the customer. And if he is not satisfied, then we are not going to get anything, right? So customer satisfaction is of higher priority, and it should be the delivery should be in the timely manner. So that is what principle says, that early and continuous delivery of the valuable software. So when we say valuable software, it should be adding the whatever things that you deliver, right? It should be adding some value to the customer's business. So that is what it says. Number two principle says welcome changing requirements even late in development. Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. So whenever the change requirements come, right, so we should always welcome. If it is adding some business values, right, and it's adding some value to the customer's business, and if customer is asking for, right, so we should always welcome changing requirements, even if it is causing delay in the development. So that is the second principle. The third principle says deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, with a preference to shorter time scale. So when we have sprints, time frames, right, in sprints, so what we do is a frequent delivery of software. So that is what the agile principle says. Third principle says that deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. So when usually a sprint consists of 2 weeks, right? So every frequent 2 weeks, right, we deliver a working software from a couple of months, with a preference to the shorter time scale. So the preference is always to have produce this working software in a shorter time scale. So instead of having 3 weeks of a sprint, we can deliver it in 2 weeks of a sprint. That is highly recommended. Now the number 4 principle says business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. So the fourth principle says whoever are directly involved into the business, right, business people, if they together work with the developers, right, so there are less chances that there is a deviation of the thing that is produced and what was expected basically. Because if they are continuously involved with the developers, the chances are very high that there will be a very little deviation or no deviation from the things that are expected to be delivered from the developers, and the right solution gets delivered. The number 5th principle says build projects around motivated individuals. Give them